Hello everybody, and welcome to the next episode in Season 2 of Caught on Video. And yeah, if you notice, we have just Season 2 because Season 2. Because otherwise we're going to be totally stuck in this wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey kind of thing. And I just don't want to be stuck in it forever. Though, I do have a cool new sonic screwdriver to shock and amaze you with. Whee! My Time Lord died and regenerated, so I had to get a new sonic screwdriver, and it is swanky. So, anyway, this episode is going to be all Q&A, because you have a lot of Q's, and I have a lot of A's, so we're going to be doing that all day today. Next time is going to be a makeup tutorial, because I promise you I'd do that, so that's what we're doing. Next time is going to be a makeup tutorial, because I promise you I'd do that, so that's what we're doing. I brought up that I might be, because I figured the first cue you'd have is all about my hair. Wow, that light. It hurts us. And so I was going to show you kind of how to do that. I think I might save that for the whole makeup thing. It is really cool for someone who has some anxiety. You know, you don't know what to do with your hands, but you really want to do something. So, you just, you know, you gotta twist every day. So you just, oh, I'm anxious, twist. So it's kind of fun. But I really want to answer questions about my hair, but I think maybe I can save that for next week, because we do have a lot of questions going on, and face it, my hair's not going to change for years. This is a long-term dedication. So if you have any questions about what's going on with my cutesy little locks, go ahead, throw them at me. I can take it. So, lots of cues. Oh, so I have my Glen Hedrick coat on, because, yeah, some of you will get that, because it's actually quite chilly in my office right now, and so I'm freezing my tush off. But my shirt is one that I get a lot of compliments on walking down the street, so. And that's another reason for you to love this show. Okay. Question number 1. Do you watch reviews, i.e. internet reviews of shows and movies or comics? I watch them if someone, like, throws them at me and says, here, watch this, it's hilarious. And then I'll watch it, and it will be hilarious, and I'll poke around on that website or whatever, and I'll laugh my ass off for a while, and then I'll forget they exist. So, yeah, I'll watch it while it's around. Everyone, this is Bella, in case you haven't met her yet. What comic book character do you relate to most? Dr. Doom. I was introduced to him in Secret Wars. And the thing about him was, well, the heroes were off kind of planning to destroy the villains, and the villains were off kind of planning to destroy the heroes, and everyone was stuck in their own little usual mindset, because this, you know, great big villain brought them all to this planet and said, you fight it out, and whoever wins, you know, I'll send you home. But Dr. Doom saw that the true problem and the true villain, and the one that they should be going after, was the one that brought them there. And likewise, I tend to look for the middle, and I tend to pierce through two opposing views and see what's going on, I guess. And it's funny how the bad guys are always the one that make the most logical sense. I think it says a lot about society when the guys that make sense are the ones who are looked down on, but. Okay. Do you watch anime? No. I can't stand the art form. It is so annoying. The only anime that I could handle was Appleseed, And what was really cool that I picked up from Appleseed was playing the game Rifts with the Feng Shui system, and it played just like Appleseed. It was awesome. It was badass. So that's cool. Do you watch The Big Bang Theory? Man, have you seen my office? Hold on one second, I gotta show you something. Did that tell you something? Yeah. So, I took pictures of my office and showed some friends of mine, and they're like, yeah, you're eclectic, alright. I've got my Darth Vader practically life-size behind me. He comes up to here on me. And I used to have my Batgirl in the clutches of Vader, which was quite amusing, but she kept falling out, so she's behind me somewhere. Oh yeah, you can see her. Yeah, my Batgirl. She's awesome. Okay, someone asked about King of the Nerds, and I have not seen it, so I can't really reply on that. I don't watch much television, you know. I get my news from Jon Stewart, and that's about it. So maybe if you want to, you can, take a clip and post it on my fan club or something, and give me a reason to watch it, I suppose. How's about that? What are your inspirations for doing your clothing and photo shoots? It depends on when you're talking about. If you're talking about, like, back in ye olden days, which was, like, earlier this year, my inspirations were concepts, generally. Like, I would see this shoot that I haven't done yet. I would see these really tall, just sheaves of grain, and I got this idea to get a dress that was the same color, and I had these shoes that were the same color, and I had a wig that was the same color, and I'm like, oh, I could hide in there and just see if you could see me. It'd be perfect, and I could call it Amber Waves of Green, and it was just perfect. And, well, I was down most of the year, so I haven't quite got to do that yet. And I got this idea from a baby metal video, actually. It was a Japanese schoolgirl and graveyard sort of combined, and I thought it'd be really cool to do something with that. A spin-off, mind you. I do something original that I get an idea from things, but not exactly, And that is why I do not cosplay, because I don't want to be anything but me. Which set would you like to go back and redo again? You can never go back. I mean, something is done and it might not be perfect, it might not be where you are now, but you can't go back, And I look at something from the past and I can appreciate it for what it was, and I leave it there, because it's a little remnant of where I was at the time. Do you follow other models, either on DA or Facebook? I wish I had that picture. I had it right behind me here, but I took it and I put it in my storage room with all of my other tattoo models. She's called Amelia Nightmare, and you can look her up at ameliainwonderland.com. Yeah. There's a video right in the beginning even, and she is just the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. She is a tattoo model with all colors hair, and she's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. So, Amelia Nightmare, look her up. Just bring something to wipe your mouth from all the drool, okay? She's gorgeous. Let's see, are you getting any consoles or games this fall? The only game I'm really looking forward to is Inquisition, and I am looking forward to it hard. In fact, I got rid of my Star Wars subscription so that I could use the money to buy Inquisition, because it's Inquisition. So there's that. I mean, BioWare. That's all. And Star Wars was BioWare, and it was really cool how you could. Everyone had to speak in character, whether they were role players or not. They didn't have a choice, and I'm like, yes, you are forced to play in character. So that was really cool. Let me see. What song is so catchy, or songs, he says, is so catchy that they get stuck in your head? Istanbul, no doubt. Istanbul, Constantinople, it's Istanbul, Constantinople. So if you need a date in Constantinople, you'll be waiting in Istanbul. One of my last jobs was in the tech field, and so every once in a while I'd get Istanbul in my head and I'd start singing it. And there were the guys working on the servers around me, and I was doing the racking, and I'd start singing that, and they would get really amused. So that was great. Let me see. What season do you like? Assuming that the seasons are actually where they're supposed to be. When I was growing up, back in the olden days, we had 4 seasons. And in 1995, I remember quite distinctly, fall gave winter a miss and went right on to spring, which we all loved, but, you know, it was a sign of curiouser and curiouser things. I remember my birthday, which is in January, it was like 58 degrees and I was able to go around in shorts. Now, I don't wear shorts. I am not a shorts person, but I could wear shorts in January, so that was freaking awesome. I made it work, but yeah, that was really cool. And so ever since then, I mean, people my age anyway, noticed that things weren't quite right. I remember in April last year, it was 81 degrees. I mean, that gave spring a miss and went right on to summer. So, my favorite season, should it occur, is spring. And I got totally gypped out of spring that year, but, you know, last year we got gypped out of fall, so it seems to be like evening it out. It's like missing a season. I really love when the new flowers come out and there's this just fresh smell in the air and everything is all bloomy. And I hear we had spring this year, but I wasn't around for it, so I missed out. Yeah, you should be sad too. Anyway, do I like going to clubs? No. No, and no. I mean, it's really loud. There's a ton of people around, and they're all smelly, generally because they're, you know, dancing or something, or drunk. And also, you can't hear the people you're talking to, and I really like conversation. So, no, I like quiet bars that don't have loud televisions, and, you know, you can sit together and, you know, talk. I like taking board games to, like, quiet bars where you can sit and actually, or, well, I can actually just, you know, kick their asses and then gloat. Yeah. Zombicide, anyone? Okay. What do you look forward to next year? I look forward to next year because this year has sucked. It's like one of those season openers, or like you watch a movie and you go, oh, we watched this whole movie as a setup for the sequel. They're just setting up for the sequel. That's how I feel like this year. Next year I feel like it's going to be a lot better. 40 it was like the beginning of my life, so I feel like I'm totally starting over. I feel like I'm going to be ripe at 50. That's going to be the pinnacle of my life, so watch out, kids. Oh, and you're asking what my favorite beer? I told you about my Time Lord, my original Time Lord, the one that's gone now. This was her favorite beer. Winfrey Guinness. And it's a little too plebeian for my next one, but this might be my favorite beer, but I like it better mixed with like Boddington's or Blue Moon. And it's really good. Boddington's tastes actually very much like Guinness, except it's the creamy white version of Guinness, and you mix them together and it's just yum. If you can get your hands on those two things. I'm not actually a beer person so much. I like the banana bread beer. It tastes just like banana bread. My favorite drink is vodka and Red Bull. I could probably just keep drinking that and I would be happy. So, are you comfortable talking openly about your physical assets? I'm assuming that you're talking about, you know, that sort of thing. I don't know what you take from that. I don't know how many times the author of that wrote and apologized when he made any sort of referral to my physical assets, and I have to keep telling him, stop apologizing. I don't mind. This is like human nature 101, right? Ladies have them, and it's cool. The biggest problem that I have is that ladies grow up and many people raise them to be ashamed. And I'm sick and tired of people teaching girls to be ashamed of their bodies. And there's like this mentality that we all have to wear a burqa or something. And there's nothing inherently sinful or inherently shameful about our bodies. And I mean, as far as I'm concerned, whatever your comfort level is your own. Technically, because men can walk around topless, we should be able to walk around topless if that's our comfort level. And that's as far as I'm concerned. Let's put it this way. I don't watch television, like I said, and the only time that I'm exposed to it is when I go to a doctor appointment or something like that. So I watched this really horrific episode of Talk Show where they were getting all up in arms about parents allowing a son to see a stripper. And the host of this talk show was having a hissy fit, saying that it was teaching him to disrespect women, and so on and so on. And the stripper was saying, hey, I don't have a problem with my body. Why are you teaching this kid that he should have a problem with a female body? That's just wrong. And the host of the show, by the way, was Oprah Winfrey, and I have had a problem with her ever since, because we shouldn't be teaching men or women that there is something wrong with the human body. The kind of complexes that causes, oh my God. We shouldn't feel that we have to cover it or hide it or feel embarrassed or ashamed of it. So screw you, Oprah. When it comes to your fans, do you feel comfortable when people get all gaga, googly, or fanboy or girlish about you? I know. I have had people go overboard. There was this one guy that posted every few seconds about how much he loved me. He was from a completely foreign country, so I thought, maybe he didn't understand. But, I mean, every few seconds, for days, and I was in the hospital at the time. I was actually in surgery over this period that he was writing to me. And I even announced that I was in the hospital, so this was on my journal page that I was, out of the loop. So, he wasn't even aware that I wasn't around. And there's no way he could know me to know if he loves me. There's like the huge difference between two-dimensional pictures and actually, hearing what I think and, talking to me in person. And you guys watching the show, you know more about me than this guy did. Though I have let you in on a lot of deep things. But this guy didn't even know that I was in the hospital. I don't know. But he followed me. I got him suspended from DA, and he made up new accounts, and he followed me to Facebook, and he followed me to Google. And fortunately, the moderator of my fan page on Google, she was aware of him, and she blocked him from there too. And that kind of fanboyishness, I can't quite handle. There was another guy that got really possessive, and he started to feel like he had, I don't know, more rights over me than anybody else, and I guess that might be a little hazardous if I get too friendly, but I'm just friendly, you know. I like people. I make friends. I make friends a lot. I do feel comfortable when people get otherwise fanboyish and fangirlish. It just means that they understand what I'm saying, that something about me resonates with them. And while I don't understand that mentality, I believe that it's something about what I say or what I do that really touched them. And if so, then I'm glad. Again, with your fans, do you like it when your female audience gets flirty with you? Oh, come on, who wouldn't? This one looks like it's more from the lady fans. You know who you are. Now that I answered the last question. What icons inspire you? I was raised watching old films. When AMC just played old movies. My dad raised me watching Abbott and Costello. So there's a lot of Lou Costello in here. I very often pull from the Lou Costello quips. So if you really got to know me, you would get to know a lot of Lou Costello quips. And Bugs Bunny. Yeah, you'd hear a lot of Bugs Bunny too. Mae West and Madonna. She is really a huge one for me, especially watching her from when I was a kid. I mean, she came out when I was like 10, and I didn't really like her music, but I realized very early on that she was really business savvy. So I watched and kind of studied and saw her change and saw her grow and saw her actually become very talented and her music become very seasoned. And after Evita, I became a fan because her music was so more mature. And she actually sang about things that I understood, and it wasn't just all this stupid pop crap. So there's that. There's a little bit of Cher in there because she's very creative and very. You just can't put her down. She just keeps coming back. She's amazing. Ozzy. Glenn Hetrick. I think those are kind of big. I mean, Mae West was huge. She's like the original Madonna. There's probably someone before her that she was watching and emulating, but I mean, in the 20s, she did an original sex show. It was like the girly show in the 20s, and she is always surrounded by gay men, and she was always for equal rights, and she wasn't ashamed. She was definitely not ashamed. And when she was 80, actually one of her last things that she did was make a pass at Alice Cooper. So Mae West, something else. Alright. Mannequins. Can you go into depth on what that means to you? When you look at a mannequin and you look at their face, you see an attitude. And that was the interesting thing about when I was a kid and I had Barbies, because you saw the attitude in your face. And I couldn't just pick one off of the shelf. I couldn't just pick any one. It had to be one that had a face that had a certain attitude about it. Something that I felt like, I don't know, I could read their personality from it. And a lot of people are just like, you know, pick anyone and, you know, they're all the same. No, they're not. It makes a difference which one you pick. They're all subtly different than the other. And mannequins are too. You could walk through a mannequin factory with thousands of the exact same mannequin. And, hi Pudge. Yes, that's her nickname, Pudge. She's not Pudgy anymore, but she's got a very round butt when she sits. So anyway, you'll see subtle differences in the same mannequin. Their face will be just slightly different. So I do that, but it's all colored by your imagination because it's your perception of them. Like, you take Moxie. Now someone else could see something completely different or not even care. And it'd be them dressing her from their perception. So she could end up being a completely, like, secretary or something. And me, I see Moxie and I see blue hair and, you know, dressing in light colors all the time, but with that edge. You know, if she's going to wear spikes, she's going to wear white spikes or silver spikes. But she's got an edge. And she's confident, so she dresses confidently, and the blue hair, it, you know, says something. But when I saw Hypatia, I saw a thoughtful, gothic beauty. But this is just my projection. It's like, you know, people complain about photos and artists and, oh, this shouldn't be allowed to be seen because blah, blah, blah. But it's what you perceive the picture to be and not what actually it is. It's all of our backgrounds and our history and what's been beaten into us or beaten out of us. It's what's coming from our minds and not from the piece of art in particular. So we've made our mannequins a bit of us, and that makes me feel... I've run into a few mannequin aficionados since I've had them, and I mean, everybody sort of feels the same, that, you know, this is part of them made, I don't know, I was going to say made life, but, or even made flesh, but made real, I guess. So I hope that answer works for you. If you have some way you want me to explain it better, by all means, drop me a question and I will get to it next time I do the Q&As. Alrighty? Does each tattoo have a special meaning? Everything has a special meaning, don't you know? Especially when it comes to me. Everybody has a hard time reading me because most of the things I say have special meanings. Alright, we're going to take a tattoo tour, okay? Here is... I hate this thing. My Grim Reaper. And he's awfully cute. There he is. I got that on my 40th birthday. And the idea was that, because he's got his coffee cup, and he's got his bunny slippers on, and that meant he wasn't ready for me yet. Later that month I was in my car accident, and everyone said I shouldn't have walked away. I shouldn't have. I saw the car. I heard the reports. I shouldn't have. And so I was talking to the police and the people in the hospital, and then I went and I looked at the car, and I talked to the people that towed the car, and I shouldn't have walked away. And the cool thing was, you know, I just had this Reaper done, and he's not ready for me yet. He's definitely, I feel like, you know, as long as he's there, I'm good. Let's see. Okay, so I got this one done next. It's Bugs Bunny from What's Opera Doc, which is my favorite. But I got that done after the court date about the car. And really, it's just, reveling in your success. And then I got this one done. No, the light is really bad. Yeah. It's a little, there we go, sparrow with a heart. And the sparrow is sacred to the goddess Aphrodite. And I got that when I got my girly parts taken out. Just to kind of prove to myself that I was not losing it. Just because the inner parts aren't there doesn't mean I'm not all there. Let's see. I had this here. It doesn't mean so much as in it was a cover-up from a cross I did on my finger when I was 14. So I really just wanted to cover it over. This is the least meaning one, really. But the scully and the little heart, that's just cuteness right there. That's cuteness. I got a couple done together. This is Live Now, which means be in the moment and don't concentrate on the past. You can't change the past, and you can only change the future by what you do today. So, Live Now is very important to me, and that's all that you can do, really. And I got it done at the same time as this one. I will not go gently into the night, which is pretty much rage against old age, because your time on the earth is very short. So fight your last moment till the end, pretty much. I will not go gently into the night. This one here is a hot pepper, because my middle name is Pepper. Yeah, I got a cool name, right? And how many people are really going to believe that's my real name? It is. Okay, so, and I just got this little heart here, and the only reason I have that is because I had a scar there and I covered it over. I'm hoping to have some more done in this area, but I've got a tattoo on my shoulder. But it's a home job. Ugh. And that was the night I lost my virginity, and I'm not even going to tell you what year that was. No, I'm not. Because then I'd be dating myself, and you know how fun that is. Okay. Oh, I already answered that one. It was about my Live Now tattoos on my fingers. Killed two birds with one stone. Okay, what are your future dreams and goals? I tend not to have them. I try to live more in the moment, because I've learned that you never know what's going to happen, and when you make plans, they all go pfft. Do you know how that feels? Yeah, I probably should. I mean, if you think about it this way, last year, December, I was planning to get tattoos and be a tattoo model. I had no idea of what I was capable of. And I had no idea that my career would take such an unusual twist as to own a business and to be able to model in my own business and be able to run my own business. What the heck? I never once imagined. Oh, and by the way, Snazzy Pants. Having a clearance right now. Big clearance. Everything's on sale. Even my most beautiful and luxurious of dresses. I'm hoping to sell a lot so that I can get in some new cool stuff. I'm even looking at some Marilyn Monroe gear. And the more I sell, the more stuff like that I can get in. So, check this, hold on, there we go. If you look at this really well, follow that pink link, the eBay link there, and you'll also be able to get 15% off of $40 if you follow that eBay link. So you'll get like this huge clearance sale going on. Plus, you'll also get 15% off $40, but it only is good, that coupon, until November 10th. Yeah. So do that, by the way, because you like me and because I like you. So, I guess that's about it. We went through a lot of questions. This is a super long show, but I was determined to get your questions all in, and I'm sorry if I wasn't entertaining enough this time, but questions, answers, fun stuff. Okay, next week I am going to show you finally how to do the really cool lash eyes, and maybe, just maybe, I can pull out one of these. It's like maybe I can pull out one of these weaker dreads and show you how to do a twist dreadlock, and that'll be really fun. And I can explain kind of why I'm doing it, and I can explain. Hi, Bonsai. I can explain a bit of how to do it. I can also explain the commitment that goes into doing it, but also the anxiety relief that you get from doing it. Stay in touch with the fan page and at tinyurl.com/honeyfans. Catch me on Twitter. Just look up my name, or Snazzy Pants Me on Twitter. And you can go all kinds of places. And don't forget, Andrea Pejic is still needing help at Kickstarter, so check her out. She has funded the video, but she does need sound and editing and everything, and that's in a stretch goal. So please go and help support her. She still needs help. Okay? So do that. Do that. Alright, guys. See you next time.